What's up, guys? Welcome to the One Realm. As always, I'm Diego here with Thomas,
What's up, guys?
and this is something we've been talking about doing for approximately 4 or 5 months now. Actually, talking about all the Mortal Kombat games, starting with MK1, getting to MKX, and hopefully it'll more or less coincide with the official release of MK11. So, of course, with MK1, it was a revolutionary game. Whether it was the gore or the characters looking so realistic, because of course they were just digitalized people. MK1 was, without a doubt, at the very least, a very polarizing game. Whether you love it or you dislike it, it is one of those games that has really changed the landscape of video games. So, I don't. What was your first interaction with MK1? How old were you, more or less?
More or less 8 or 9.
Okay.
Deception was already out. I know that much.
Mm.
And Shalamux could have been out at that time too. Armageddon wasn't though. I know that much.
Okay. So you already,
But
yeah, you'd already had some experience with Mortal Kombat before. Or was that your first one?
oh no, that was way before. I already had years of experience already.
Okay.
Um, I would say decades, but that wouldn't add up right. But no, I've already played. At that point, I've already played MK Gold, Deadly Alliance, and Deception, and probably Shalamux as well if it came out by that time.
Okay. So you at least had some experience with some other games, and I'm sure that it was pretty difficult for you to go from playing necessarily the 3D era games to going to play MK1. How did you first, if you even remember, I guess it was a long time ago. Could you even recall like how much of a shock it was to go from the 3D era to what MK1 was back then?
Since being only 8 or 9, I didn't care as long as it was Mortal Kombat. It was, cause it wasn't like it was like a traditional thing either. It was one of those little game sticks you buy from Target.
Okay.
And what happened was my mom bought it for my birthday. It's like awesome, this I can't wait to play this, and I did. And it was just a thing me, my cousin, and brother, and knocked out. Took forever, obviously, but you just played in the course and played, and only one person at a time, obviously, because we didn't know what it all entailed. But even from going from 3D era to that, since I think being still relatively young, I didn't really feel a difference. And I mean, you're 8 years old, you don't think about like, oh, this gameplay is revolutionary and different. Like, no, it's just Mortal Kombat and all. To me, it really looked the same. I didn't think about graphics. I didn't think about anything. I just said,
Mm-hmm.
it's all the same.
Yeah, same characters, same basis premise. You're just beating people up, so that's pretty much all you really think about when you're 8 or 9 years old. So, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Like I think I've told this story a few times. I don't. Of course, I don't, I was too little to actually know, but I have been told by my mom that playing Mortal Kombat 1 was one of the only ways that my parents could get me to eat anything as a little kid. I was born in 1994, so MK2 was, I think, already out by the time I was born. But playing MK1 and MK2 was kind of one of the ways that they get me to eat. So I guess you could say that in some ways it was destiny, if you believe in destiny, which I don't necessarily do. But it was like
Well,
Mortal
obviously,
Kombat
you if
chose
you were
me.
brought up.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat chose me, I guess you could say, not me choosing Mortal Kombat. Um, so yeah, that was, I guess you could say, my original experience with it. And I think the first time I really remember, like Mortal Kombat, like really, really, really wanted to play it as a little bit older kid was during Deception, of course. I remember
Hmm.
trying to play through Conquest mode and having the hardest time doing any of Sub Zero's combos and learning his moveset. So, of course, from then on, I guess I don't know. It's like Mortal Kombat 1. It's one of those games that if you if you were to say, I don't know, if you were to like 16 now, let's just say that when Deception was out, you were 16, and you had never played
Hmm.
one of the original Mortal Kombat games, and you had kind of a concept of how not just like stories and characters and like that, but actual gameplay. And then you went from playing MK Deception to MK1. It must have been a big shock. Like it must have been just crazy how slow the game was. Even the 3D games, they weren't exactly quick, but MK1, the gameplay was so slow. It was so sluggish. It was so limited. But at the same time, when you go back and play it, I don't know about you, but I still somehow enjoy it. It's not this. It's definitely not MK2 levels, but it still somehow has a little bit of quality to where you can still play it nowadays. Not often, but pick it up and still enjoy the game. I mean, it's weird, right? But when it comes to gameplay, how would you describe Mortal Kombat if you could pick like 1 to 3 words? Mortal Kombat 1, of course.
Since I'm pretty sure no one knows this by now, but since while we're doing this, I'm playing MK1 on my Xbox 360. So how I explained it was whoever can hit the fastest, whoever's fingers are fastest to button mash wins. That's all I can say. But I think like I'm playing the tower right now, obviously, but um, it's just one of those things like it's actually hard. You know, you get actually try to outmatch the computer.
Yeah, that's actually interesting. You made a, whoever button mashes fastest. I guess that kind
Yeah.
of evidences the fact that even in a game so limited, there were different playstyles. Because really, my whole game wasn't necessarily about button mashing. It was all about fly kicking, jumping backwards, fly kicking, jumping backwards, fly kicking. Then every once in a while, I would do a sweep and I would do an uppercut. Like to this day, that's kind of my go-to. I mean, I guess that's one of the cool things about Mortal Kombat 1 was the fact that in arcades, and of course, like I was too little to experience this, and in 1990, you were born what year?
97.
1997, yeah. So you were MK4 came out what year? I can't think.
97.
97, yeah. So yeah, MK4 was already so. I mean, I was arcades were still a thing, but that was already moving towards the home system. So we were both definitely too young to really experience Mortal Kombat um, in arcades and the way it really originally was. The game it developed so much competitive spirit between people. There were lines and just endless lines for people that wanted to compete against the best Mortal Kombat players, and it really is like strange if I think about it right now. Like you see MKX or MK9, how deep the gameplay is, and it kind of makes sense that there's a tournament scene for games like that. But when you think about how MK1 had the same type of thing, of course, not professionally necessarily, but just as casual fun, it really is insane. And the fact that there were different styles, you could even you could technically zone with Kano with his knife. You can do a lot of different things. Like same thing with Johnny Cage. There were different play styles, and I think that that's one of the most interesting things about Mortal Kombat 1 is that it didn't revolutionize things just from the point of view of, like I said, graphics, but also in a lot of ways in gameplay and of course the gore. Now, what do you think of the gore? Like, is it something that really is important to you about Mortal Kombat, or is the gore kind of just one of the things that is kind of just an extra little touch?
Bonus. Yeah. It's literally just an extra bonus. It's fun to watch, and just go through the time saying, "Hey, I actually get to see groups playing it, so it's fun to watch how far they came." The
Like,
biggest thing for me was just the special moves, I guess.
definitely, definitely. Like,
Mm.
interesting the way that when I was a little kid, I definitely didn't play other fighting games. Like I would occasionally play, I think Tekken in arcades and stuff like that. But and I know for a fact we had Tekken 3 on the PlayStation 1, so I did play that quite a bit. But those were the only really games. And Tekken is I never really experienced the like what special moves were there? I guess you could do grapples and stuff like that. But as far as I knew, there weren't really any special moves. There were some like cool like Jin's little spinning thing that he does all the time, but like special moves when I think about Tekken, nothing really comes to mind. But when I think about Mortal Kombat, the spear, Sub Zero's ice ball, it's Mortal Kombat is in some ways its special moves, whether it's regular special moves or fatalities or now X-rays, it really is all about the spectacle, and that's one of the
Fatal
biggest.
blows now,
Yeah, of course,
technically.
fatal blows. Yeah, and it's all about the spectacle, and it was back then as well. It's like that's the first thing that really hits your eye. But what people, a lot of people don't give it credit for because they think it's just all everybody just buys it for the fatalities. But the story of the Mortal Kombat universe, it really is very deep, and they did a great job of starting off with MK1. And since you are, I guess you could say the one who has the best memory and the deepest knowledge about the story when it comes to us, how would you like to go ahead and take the mantle of describing and kind of explaining Mortal Kombat story, Mortal Kombat 1?
Well, it's just pretty much what you expect from a tour. Well, sort of. I think the closest you think you can kind of say is the movies. What, however you want to take that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so you have a bunch of people on the island. Johnny Cage there to make a point by himself. Scorpion's there to kill Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero's there to kill Shang Tsung. Liu Kang's there to actually fight for Earth. Raiden, and that's the crazy thing. Raiden, I'm gonna come back to Raiden in a second. Kano's there to get the Black Dragon, their big heist. My thing is, I think my only issue with the story was between how it's integrated. Um, when you when you look at it now, everyone's like, "Oh, Kano's on the villain, so he's on their team," or Scorpion's the villain and Sub-Zero's the villain. So I'm like, no, this like obviously things change, but personalities are still the same. The endings are different, but the personalities are still the same. Should be at least personality and motive, I guess. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much all the story is. Sonya's there to hunt down Kano, and Raiden's there to save Earth as well, I guess. It was supposed to be a mentor at first. Oh, that was a fucked up. That was a one-sided fight. Well, no, like when you play Mortal Kombat 1, like when you get to the pit stage, you can't do fatalities. So it's hard for me to do, I guess.
Yeah.
It's the pit. That's the only chance you can do fatalities. So when you lose that stage, like, well, damn, I gotta go through a whole cycle again. But no, the way the story ends, though, because it's literally just a bunch of people fighting. That's Mortal Kombat is what Mortal Kombat 1 is literally what everyone thought the whole Mortal series is. A bunch of people fighting.
Yeah.
Now how the fuck is
Yeah, the beautiful
now
thing
how a
about it
tournament works this
is
way?
the way it's just is they build upon it. But sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, you're good. Go for it.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. If you want to finish what you're saying.
I think it's funny how everyone thinks the tournament, how I was forced to think a tournament works is you're one person, you go against every team. So you can imagine how I felt when I went to my first soccer tournament.
Yeah.
This is not a tournament, guys. Like, yeah, the fuck it is, John. Get your shit together.
Yeah, I mean that is kind of
Oh,
interesting.
fuck, yeah, yes.
Fatality.
Sorry. But, yeah, I've actually, here's the thing. I have a mental log of every game I've done Fatality in. Not including X and 9 and 11, obviously. But I have done fatalities in officially Mortal Kombat 1, 3, and no, not 4. Shaolin Monks.
Huh.
So yeah, I have a long way to go to beat this whole list, but
So
I can finally say I've done fatality in Mortal Kombat 1.
you've never done fatalities in Deception either, or Deadly Alliance?
Mm-mm. No,
Really?
I could never get it done because they still went off the whole distance thing. I never knew how that worked. Or if they did, I just never knew how to do it.
Huh. Well, I mean, you can always look that up. It's like really easy.
See, I looked up the moves, but it doesn't. I don't like. Here's like I don't like reading.
Okay. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
difficult
so
then.
yeah, I can
Yeah.
look up the moves all at once, but it's like I'm not gonna look up how to actually execute it.
Yeah. This is how
Which a lot of
dedicated
people
I
say,
was. This is how dedicated I
huh?
was for MK Deception. I had the PSP version, Unchained. I went on trmk.org. I wrote down every single fatality for every single character on paper, like handwritten, everything, and did each and every single one of them. Each and every single one of them. That's how dedicated I was, and how I guess you could say a dork I was that I could just use a computer to. But anyway, yeah, like it is kind of a pain in the ass. I could definitely see where you're coming from with that, but that is kind of surprising. I'm not gonna lie. That you still have it. What is it? MK2, Deception, Deadly Alliance, Armageddon does not even count because that doesn't really count for.
I never did Armageddon either, so that's counts still.
Oh,
Um,
huh.
so I can tell you what MK2, MK4, Deadly Alliance, Deception, MK vs DC, Armageddon. So I have 6 more games to go.
Okay. Well, I mean, you'll get it over with. I think you can. I think you can bang all those out before MK11 comes out.
And that's my little thing to do. That's my little to-do list, I guess.
Yeah, it's a shame
Make
you
these
don't have a capture
videos
kit.
and then do a fatality for each week.
Yeah, it really is a shame you don't have a capture kit. You could do like every fatality you do, and then finally do like a celebration video or something like that.
Well, I'll tell them now. I just did just Sub-Zero's spine rip one.
Okay, that's a good one to do at least.
So,
If you are going to start off at
but
MK1, then definitely that's a good one to
yeah,
do. Yeah, now I guess we can just kind of use that to
but
segue into fatalities and
how was
the
the story? Oh, yeah.
yeah. Anything you
Well,
want to say about the story
I
real
would say we
fast?
can talk about the story. I was gonna say the story ended, but I guess
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
we can easily just go into that for MK2. How we say how we got to where we are.
Well, I mean, basically,
But
just
that's
yeah, like the way it ends is Liu Kang defeats Goro, who is the reigning champion of Mortal Kombat for 9 years, and essentially, if Outworld would have won again, who was led by of course Shao Kahn, which we didn't know about that, if they'd won again, then they would have conquered Earthrealm.
yeah.
The last
The saying Son's a poor loser. That's why I would fight him.
yeah, and so Liu Kang defeats Goro, who of course was the reigning champion for nine consecutive Mortal Kombats, and then he earns the right to fight Shang Tsung. He defeats Shang Tsung, thus securing, in theory, the liberty of Earthrealm. MK2, a whole bunch of stuff happens. We'll talk about that in a separate video,
Later.
a separate podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, leading into fatalities, as you mentioned, the spine rip. I think that's kind of the emblem of the ESRB system. Like everybody knows that ever since Mortal
More my
Kombat,
starts there.
yeah, Mortal Kombat came out, and people looked at it and like, huh. So video games aren't just this little thing that children play. It's not just this little thing that it's like fun every once in a while. This can actually be pretty graphic and be pretty brutal too. So we need to introduce a system, and they really did a pretty fucking hard job when it comes to pushing to kind of put down MK as much as possible. But what they really did by doing that is basically create a global phenomenon because everybody wanted to know what the hell are these fatalities, what is going on. And the beautiful thing about them is nobody knew how to do them because there were no websites with the fatalities on there. You just had to kind of, either just do it out of nowhere or learn from somebody else, and it was all about word of mouth. And that's one of the beautiful thing. Like, I guess you just did your first fatality, so everybody applaud Thomas for doing his first MK1 fatality. But I'm sure you've seen them all. So which one do you think is your
No.
favorite from MK1?
Between Sonya's Kiss of Death, I think in top three would be Sonya Kiss of Death, Scorpion's Toasty, and then Sub-Zero's Spine Rip.
Why exactly Sonya's?
I guess to be feminist, so that we care about women on this channel. But no,
Smart move.
no, it was just like one of those. It was a good one for me too. It's like watching people disintegrate was a good one
Mm,
for me. So Scorpion and Sonya.
okay.
But also, he came out. This is 21 years into this business. It's like you have to really think like which one actually gets your attention,
Yeah.
and stuff like you don't see Toasty. You don't see as much anymore because they try to replace it so many times. Fire, if you see a lot, but different versions of it,
Hmm.
and Kiss of Death you don't see anymore at all because apparently that's not being pro-feminist. I guess they said that's the weakest, cheapest fatality you can make. But whatever.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like when it comes to MK1 fatality, like, that's probably my least favorite, like by far, because it never really made sense to me. Um, yeah,
It
it
really
just
doesn't,
yeah,
but there's a lot of things that doesn't make sense in Mortal Kombat.
yeah, no doubt
And you
about
just,
it. But
I mean, we don't have, like literally not last year, but when MKX came out and Predator and Sub-Zero both in the game, somebody made a huge video about like the way they pull out spines can't really happen. Otherwise, this will break off, this will break off. Like, dude, it's a video game. And this is like a real professional channel too.
huh?
Yeah,
Wow.
so this is I'll send the link to that later, but yeah, that's what happened. Like, really? Why are you trying to explain fatality?
Well, I mean, good luck ripping out somebody's spine in the first place. I mean, but whatever. Well, that's I guess that's just kind of besides the point. But I don't know. When it comes to MK1 fatalities, for me personally, I think it's probably number one the spine rip. Number two, it's probably
Yeah.
honestly Kano's heart rip, and number three, it's between Toasty and Raiden's fatality. Johnny Cage Nothing good. Liu Kang, boring.
Yeah.
But Liu Kang, it makes sense because they were trying to make him the good guy. He was the pure character, so it makes sense what they were trying to do with him. But yeah, I definitely think that it's Sub-Zero number one, Kano number two, and then between Raiden and Scorpion, I'm gonna have to. I will go with Scorpion actually, just because Toasty is such an iconic fatality. Raiden's is just kind of just him shocking, which is it's cool. It's cool to see, but it's nothing that special. But
Nothing special.
Toasty, yeah, Toasty is something that's really iconic, and
Toasty, Kano's hard rip, and um, Fire rip are like the three most iconic.
yeah, without a doubt. Like there aren't many things that I really like about Kano, but his heart rip is actually really awesome. So yeah,
I don't care
that's
about that too much, but I think of it like when if you think what stuff that actually might have gotten Mortal Kombat in trouble, you think of those three fatalities.
uh-huh.
And I think out of all of them, it would be in Kano's for number one, Sub-Zero for number two, and then Scorpion for number three.
Yeah. Because one is, ripping out your heart, which is
What?
kind of plausible, I guess.
Scorpion, you light someone on fire.
Yeah, which is very plausible. I mean,
So that's and we're teaching kids this by the way apparently.
yeah.
But Scorpion, you light people on fire. Sub-Zero, you're ripping somebody's head off. And like, okay, those two are this has been belief for a little bit, but number three is Kano. He rips somebody's heart out and actually have blood with it. Like blood is dripping, I believe, from it after you look at it again.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, yes.
But yeah, so that's gonna be the biggest thing. Like, no, this again is not acceptable for my kids. You know the crazy thing is
But,
when my kids are born, that's the first thing we're gonna play is Mortal Kombat. Like you will
well,
learn this.
I mean, we've said this a few
Learn
times.
this.
Like, people, their biggest thing was, Mortal Kombat and violent games like Grand Theft Auto. They turn people violent and they make them do these things. No. If somebody who's already maybe predisposed to violence and maybe has some issues mentally and stuff like that gets attached to those games, then sure, then maybe that kind of pushes them in that direction. But I literally was a little kid playing those games. I've been playing shooter games since I was little. I've never done anything remotely like that. Nothing at all. I'm sure you haven't. And
No promises.
well, I
That I
mean,
can say online at least.
yeah, we'll just keep that under wraps. And last time you revealed that you were our cyber Thomas, so that's an interesting thing. But regardless, you have a checkered past, but I don't think you've really done anything that's going to get you locked up in jail or the death penalty, as far as I know. So, but
Or at least that
regardless,
I'm not legally able to say.
yeah, of course. So we'll just leave it at that. And I guess we'll just change the subject. Better safe
Yeah.
than sorry.
But no, I got to watch that firsthand because okay, I love my uncle. I do.
Hmm.
Love my family. But this particular uncle and didn't want his nephew my he didn't want his sons being around it. So I had to pretty much when he brought his kids over, I had to tone down turn off my game because they want to play the video game, but he doesn't want them playing the games I like to play. Like I've been playing this since I was 4. I haven't killed anyone yet. That's for starters. But I got know I told that story before. But I'm going to pause because I want to actually get this point across before I forget. I didn't think this would be this hard trying to play the game and
Oh,
record at the same
it's
time.
difficult. That's why I have a lot of respect for people who like gameplay videos and stuff like that live.
But the funny thing is that that's exactly what they like now. Like they are so all 4 of them too. All 4 of them are excited for Mortal Kombat 11 to come out, and they pretty much demanded their dad to buy it for them.
How old are they?
Are 14 years old now,
Okay.
so they're about that age frame where they can play it, but probably still don't want them to.
Hmm.
But you still can't buy it here in America until you're 18 by yourself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can't do
18 or
that anywhere.
17.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think you really do that anywhere. I mean, some places they'll kind of just for the money. They'll who cares? Like they'll just close one eye. But in theory, yeah, I shouldn't be able to do that anywhere. But I mean, it kind of like when it's the classic thing where if you try to keep something away from somebody, they want it more. So I mean, at the end of the day, if they think it's cool, and eventually they probably will think it's cool, they're gonna get it. Like it doesn't really matter what you do. Sooner or later, they're gonna come to it. I can understand why they would want to maybe postpone it and not expose them to that kind of violence, especially nowadays. You know, like the new games, those are really, really, really graphic. So I can understand that, but at the same time, it's still just a video game. If you teach them, what you're seeing on there isn't necessarily what you should do in real life, then I think you have
Well,
a
it's not
pretty
even
solid
that.
job. Yeah.
It's not even that. That's something that annoyed me about it because, like I said, I'm not gonna. I shouldn't have to change myself for it for that reason,
Mm-hmm.
but I won't either. I was a teenager and living in my parents' roof, so I kind of had to conform back then. But um, now if he came over now and they're the same age, I'm 21 years old. I'm not stopping playing my game. If you don't want them to watch it, take them to a different house. Then
Or at least a different room. Yeah.
no, a different house.
Yeah. Just get out.
No, like I know I told this story before at least, but no, hell, one of the things I never knew how to do on the Xbox was how to actually throw. There's no throw button, but I keep getting my ass thrown. That's fun. But no, there was this one. I had anger management at one point, and the lady literally told my mom that we were playing Mortal Kombat Daily Alliance, and the lady told my mom that I don't think you should be letting him watch or play games like this because it can have do something bad to his psyche and somewhere in that form. And I never seen that lady again, pretty much.
Well, I
My
mean,
mom said, "Okay, yeah, you're all right." We never seen her again.
yeah, good riddance.
But you
Absolutely
get what I'm saying.
stupid.
But that's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
thing. That's the thing though. I've played this game for 21 years, and I let myself be vulnerable a little bit, but haven't killed anyone yet. The desire's there.
Pretty sure we all want to kill at least one person, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt about it.
We're not gonna say who, because I guess it has a mission right there.
Well, I
When it
mean,
happens.
I'm gonna go ahead and put out a name. There's a certain person who's bringing up Darius a little bit too often, so I might have to handle something. But I'll leave that for a different story. Yeah, no, all joking aside, yeah, I mean, I can understand. Like I said, if you're already kind of fragile and something like that mentally, then I can understand it kind of affecting you. But most regular people, they aren't gonna have any kind of like, oh, video games promote violence, thus I'm gonna be violent. I don't really think that's really an issue, and I think that's kind of been proven.
Yeah.
Like there have been plenty of studies, if you just do a Google search, that video games not only do they not affect you in a negative way, but they actually help you out in a lot of ways. Whether it's your imagination, whether it's your coordination, whether it's your brain developing as you're younger, as a little kid, it's a good way for you to exercise your brain and really develop it a little bit. So it does actually have some positives. So I mean, I don't know. I guess it just kind of depends on the parents and what their level of, like, oh my god, this is shocking, or this is an issue, whatever, what they're used to. Like, that was never an issue in my family. So luckily, I got to play Mortal Kombat and Grand Theft Auto, all those games, as a kid with zero issues. So I guess I'm one of the lucky
I just
ones.
I just realized something.
Yes.
As a kid, I was able to play more combat, but I was not allowed to play Grand Theft Auto.
Well, I think I know why. Like, I mean, realistically, Mortal Kombat is a fighting thing, and it's not that much realistic. Whereas Grand Theft Auto, it's essentially you're a criminal, and everything you do is extremely plausible, except for maybe necessarily like being one man and killing 100 policemen and stuff like that. But you could with just a pistol, but you could plausibly do just about everything that you can do in Grand Theft Auto, and kind of at least do it to a very small degree in real life. So I can understand why that's a bit more hidden. Plus, I mean, let's be realistic. There's so much, cussing and stuff like that in Grand Theft Auto. A lot of racist remarks and stuff like that. So it's something that I can
I
understand why
will give
people want
more
to
combat like
protect
that.
it.
They don't have much cuts. They didn't have much cuts in the past.
Yeah.
They didn't talk either, but still.
Well, I mean, even in the last couple, even though it's fairly violent stuff, they do kind of limit it to uh, every once in a while something here or there, but nothing major.
I think they went a little over the board with Cassie with that form, but that's a story for a different time.
Yeah, they're just trying to make her brash, like a Johnny Cage times two, kind of type of thing, I
Yeah,
think.
but
But
Johnny didn't cuss like that.
yeah, I think that's kind of like the bitchy attitude of Sonya mixed with the cocky attitude of Johnny. So I don't know. Yeah, I cuss a lot, so it doesn't really bother me. But I can definitely understand why it does bother some people.
All right.
Anyway, so
Quick,
yeah, go ahead.
quick thing, real quick. We're talking about Kano's hardware because it just got done to me. I can't stop losing this endurance match. Um, it does probably have the most blood in the game, so that's why I think Kano would have been definitely on that list to put this game on that watch
Okay,
out list.
yeah, that alongside the
But
Spider-Man for sure.
mm,
Yeah. I mean, I guess we could
yeah.
move on to characters. There's like how many there was. Let's see. So Liu Kang, of course, is the main hero. And you have Sonya, you have Scorpion, Sub Zero, Kano, Raiden, and then Goro, and Shang Tsung and Johnny Cage. Now,
You
who's your
said
guy?
it wrong, dude.
What?
You
Sorry.
said it wrong.
What is
You
it?
said it wrong. It's Kano,
Oh, sorry.
Liu Kang,
Yeah,
Raiden,
Johnny
Johnny
Cage,
Cage,
Sonya. Oh yeah.
Scorpion, Sub Zero, Sonya, and Johnny Cage, and Goro, and then sing song and Goro.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
say
that's
everything else so
solid.
epically, and then on the other one those two you just like on those two as well. But who
Yeah.
cares?
Yeah, yeah. It is what it is, I guess, right? But
You know, I didn't know until like a few years ago that that was not the official song for the game.
really,
Like it is, but they didn't make it.
yeah,
That was made for the
it
movies.
has nothing to do with the game. It's just the movie port. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is kind of a shame that they've never tried to put that in there, but I'm assuming there's probably a lot of money into the rights
legals.
for that song. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, they should
whoever
though.
wrote that song is still getting paid to this day.
Was it Techno Dome or something like that?
No idea. We're not looking it
Yeah,
up either.
it's like Techno Dome or something. Can't remember the. Don't
If you
quote
want to
me
look it
on
up,
that
that's
though.
great. I'm in the middle of fighting Kano and Raiden
No,
still.
no, I'm all good. I'm all good with the searches. Regardless, let's go ahead and move on to like the characters. Like,
Fair
which
character.
one's your
Yeah.
favorite from MK1? Favorite to use and your favorite just in general.
Both is Sub Zero.
Okay, why's that?
So as much as I do like Liu Kang, but regardless of how I want to say things, um, everyone always the first time they play the game, they always go to the ninjas, Sub
Mm-hmm.
Zero and Scorpion. No matter what they say, anyone say, "No, I didn't. I went to this person." Say, you went to Sub Zero Scorpion. Don't lie. That was the first person you see, yellow and blue. But you always went to blue because you knew blue was the boy color. But other than those two, I have to say Liu Kang. Those are the only people I like. I just went straight for because ninjas were just cool at that time. But also, Asians were cool at that time too. So it's like you have everything in one game.
Yeah, I see what you mean there. Like, I think I
In the
can't remember
'90s,
who was from
ninjas and
Asia.
Asians were cool.
Yeah, Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee, Jet Li.
Liu Kang.
Yeah, Ryu. Unfortunately, let's not even talk about Street Fighter. Fuck that. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't
So
have time for that.
yeah,
We have 11 games to get through. We don't have much. We don't have time to talk about other shit.
yeah, but boring games like Street Fighter. Anyway, like when it comes to, I guess you could say story though. No, trying to kind of put aside what we know about MK from MK2 forward. If you just look at the purely story related elements of MK1, okay, which character, or I guess characters, because they are all like kind of connected in pairs. Which character is your favorite when it comes to story for MK1? Only MK1 though.
Since we don't know what's canon yet, I would still have to say in pairs. You would just say Sub Zero and Scorpion. The only bad thing about that pairing, here's the thing. I love it. I know everything happened. I love that rivalry from day one. But you have a best friend, or at least one of our mutual friends, me and my best friend. Um, they thought that Sub-Zero and Scorpion were brothers. I'm like, I'm, you don't want to seem like a nerd, but you like saying you're so fucking wrong, and I want to just choke the living life out of you. But I guess that proved everyone right about this game is violent. So, but no, pairing wise, I do like Sub-Zero and Scorpion,
Okay,
and they just fit well. They're a good fit, man.
definitely. I mean, the whole from MK1 all the way to now, really, the way they're all connected and all that stuff. Whether it's the Tea Party in MKX, which is arguably the best scene in the entire game, to MK1. It's just they've always been connected in a great way, and they've always done a pretty good job of building up that rivalry. I definitely agree with you there. MK1 is 100% Scorpion and Sub Zero, but I will say, I do like Liu Kang's arc. Not necessarily Liu Kang the character, not necessarily Liu Kang the move set and all that stuff, but the fact that he beat the great Goro and then he defeated
Okay.
Shang Tsung, it was just a good story. And like I loved Bruce Lee. I still love Bruce Lee, and if, for those who don't know, which I'm pretty sure it's almost very common knowledge, Mortal Kombat 1 was very, very, very strongly based on the movie Enter the Dragon, where essentially the same type of thing happens. Liu Kang is Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee in the movie is a spy. He is sent to the island because, he has to defeat Mr. Han, which is Shang Tsung, and essentially the same type of thing happens. He has to win a whole tournament, and then he fights Mr. Han at the end. So it's kind of the same exact type of story, but of course, Enter the Dragon is a martial arts movie, like the pure martial arts movie, whereas Mortal Kombat, of course, has a lot of fantasy elements and special moves and stuff like that and added too. So it's a very interesting take on Enter the Dragon, and it's so great that they managed to take a small amount of lore, and really with MK2, we'll talk about that of course in the next video, but they created something so massive. But MK1 as a foundation, it really is incredible how good it is. Like everything is so simple, but it's so perfect. I don't know if there's anything about the story mode that about not the story mode, excuse me, but the story itself that you like in particular or you dislike in particular.
Without getting into the new layer stuff, because there's one story arc we can't mention until we get to the next game, unfortunately. But going off that is just it was really great. Now, of course, when you first play, you know what actually happens, but it's still one of those games you can just always kick back and enjoy still. And even if you don't enjoy the story on this game, you will in the next game.
Exactly.
You know the only thing I don't like about this game? How much the uppercut does for damage. Like, it literally takes a fourth away of your life.
Yes, it is a pretty cheesy move, but I mean, I don't know. It's the game itself. Like if you play it now, it's just like, wow, what the fuck am I playing? But realistically, man, like for the
Oh
time,
yeah.
it really was a breakthrough in fighting games.
Here's the thing. I've been playing MK9 and MKX too long because I'm trying to do like you jump over them, then you hit them going down, then you hit them up with an uppercut coming back up,
Mm-hmm.
and I realized you can't do that here.
Nope, 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 nope. You definitely can't. You can either hit them in the air, or once you land, you drop and you actually are aiming at them, then you can do it. That's yeah, like I'm saying, like that's what I'm saying. Like if you're playing Mortal Kombat 1 like right after MK2 or MK3, then okay, it seems like it's kind of the same type of thing. But if you're a younger person, like I don't know, let's say 14 and down or something like that below,
Hmm.
and your first experience with Mortal Kombat or MK9 or MKX, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, okay, let's go ahead and just play MK1 just to see what it's like, and then I mean, you're not gonna like it.
Night and
You're
day.
just yeah, you're just not gonna like it. I mean, but at the same time, it's not necessarily the gameplay. It's what it turned into, and MK1 is undeniably it has a lot of flaws, but undeniably it is the foundation of what became one of the greatest gaming franchises of all time. I
It
mean,
was the greatest franchise.
yeah, I mean, no doubt about it. Like for me personally, like there isn't a game that I'm like, whenever it gets announced, that I'm extremely excited for, except for Mortal Kombat. There isn't a game that I follow the development, that I follow the build
Hype
up to it,
trail.
yeah, as deeply. Like I love Halo, I love Gears of War, I love all those games, but once they come out, they come out. Before that, I don't really care. But Mortal Kombat, it's a completely different thing for me. So Mortal Kombat, whether generally you either love it or you hate it, but I think that
If you don't love it, we'll come down and kill you.
yeah, we'll handle it. We'll just go ahead and get off the whole. We'll just prove the whole video games make you violent thing to be
Oh,
true. But
stereotype.
yeah, we'll just go ahead and prove that real fast. But you know, Mortal Kombat One is an amazing game. If as long as you look at it from this is what was coming out in 1992, not from this is what we're comparing it to in 2019. Anyway, so any closing thoughts that you want to have about MK1 as I cough
This
my
is
ass off?
still. It's one of the hardest games to beat. I'm still fighting not Sub-Zero. I'm fighting at Sub-Zero against Raiden and Kano still. But no, it's what I said. It's a button mashing game with cool looking characters, sick fatalities. That's going to turn into something great.
Oh.
So pretty much, I see a lot of myself in Mortal Kombat.
So you're basically just calling yourself a complete badass.
We'll see how I get in 26 years. All right, we'll see what happens when I turn 26.
All right, we'll see how you're doing compared to MK. But before we wrap it up, I did just remember two things that I absolutely want to talk about: arenas and music. Can't forget those two things. MK1, not only did it have digitalized characters, but also had digitalized arenas. Some of the arenas are beautiful. Let's just say Shang Tsung's court. Well, all of them really are beautiful. But
Yeah.
for me, the courtyard is by far the one that rings in my mind the most, alongside the pit. Those are the two I would say that are evenly matched for my favorite MK1 arenas. What's your specific favorite, if you had to choose one?
Well, for starters, I know you're gonna hate me, but I never cared for the chord, Shang Tsung's chord.
Really, even the fact that he
T-
clapped,
huh?
even the fact that he clapped and all that stuff, you didn't like that
Funny
necessarily?
enough, I'm fighting there right now,
Okay,
and he doesn't clap. The monks clap.
that's
So,
true. Yeah, you're right.
that's your bubble.
Oh, fuck you, but okay.
But let's see, cause I'm done fighting now. Cause this is just ridiculous. But um, my favorite ones to go to were the pit and the warrior shrine.
Okay, yeah, Warrior Shrine's great as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Um, and the music too. Oh, is still it sounds great. And I don't think one thing I like about MK9 that I completely forgot until I did it the hard way by myself. Well, no, my cousin. If you hit the fire code XYB for Xbox 360 or square triangle circle, like all hit at one time, then you get the classic music too for the arenas.
oh really?
Hmm.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Did not know that. That's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah, funny enough, I was just fighting at the warrior shrine when you said that.
yeah.
Not the warrior shrine, the courtyard.
Okay. Yeah,
But no,
that's
I didn't like the courtyard just for the fact, um, one, it was one of the very few places in NK Deception. That was the first time I seen it too. It was one of the first few places. It was one of the few places that didn't have Death Trap in it.
that's why. So
So
yeah,
it was very boring to me.
okay.
So Deception ruined it for me.
Yeah.
But that also being said, though, um, those masked guards didn't really help me either enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
I think in Shaolin Monks they get involved and I'm like, oh fuck this shit. I'm not playing this place one on one. At that point, it's not even a one on one fight. It's a one on one and these guys are gonna fuck you up at the same time.
Yeah, okay, I see your point. So it wasn't necessarily the fact that you don't like the stage itself. It's just that other games kind of ruined it for you. So yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
I see that. Yeah, I
it
see
ruined
that.
me liking it as much. Now, as an aesthetic for MK 9 and um,
11.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's the number. Um, I like those. I do hope we have an actual good look, like not everyone dead and there's a bomb that went off here, sing song courtyard, but I like the ruins as well. I'm happy they picked that one to start with too. It's like you all thing you want to know is like what the hell happened?
yeah. I'm definitely hoping that they have something like an MK9 where they had multiple versions of it, and one is maybe the courtyard still intact, the other one is still is the ruins. Because I really want to see the courtyard, beautiful with its red and gold and all that
You
intact.
just want to watch them clap, don't you?
I want to see it. Yeah, I'm not gonna make a joke. I'll just leave it at that. I was gonna make a joke, but it involves the clap, not necessarily clapping. So
Oh God.
I'll just leave it
Well, I'm
like that.
eating.
Yeah,
I'm eating.
my bad, bro. So I mean, it is what it is. Welcome to Diego. That's just how
Adulthood.
I am. Anyway, um, yeah. I just want to see them clap. Yeah, right. Um, as of the other stage, like I think the best thing about the stage in MK1 is how beautiful they are. Like the colors, it all just kind of really pops, and that's kind of been a common theme for all the Mortal Kombat games except for basically MKX. Uh, and yeah, it's just overall really good, and the sound of the game, whether it's the fight sounds, the yells, the music, it's all just very thematic, and it all just really kind of immerses you into the game. The intro music is beautiful, and I'll actually have that playing us out. If it's not playing out, it means that copyright was struck, and when I wasn't able to leave it in, but hopefully it will be in there, and you will be able to hear it at the outro of this video. So yeah, I mean, music was beautiful. The game looked beautiful. It was innovative in a lot of different ways, and it was the foundation of the rating system that we have still today. So I mean, Mortal Kombat 1 is a phenomenal game, and it just changed the face of gaming. It really did. So it deserves the respect that for the most part it gets, but a lot of people don't necessarily respect it as much as they probably should. Any closing remarks about MK1?
Let's get on to MK2 now. That's where it picked up for me.
All right, well then I guess that is it for this episode, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Let us know, of course, any thoughts you have, anything that we should have talked about. Let us know. We'll definitely try to get back to you in the comments. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you in the next video, which is probably going to be MK2 or a Combat Cast review. So we'll see you there.
See ya.